Good evening, everybody. Big Dog Northeast Colorado Storm Chaser is coming to you live here, giving you a live report and a live update. Apologize about the brightness of the video, but you're not here to watch my face, so that's even better. So I can have that turned down and tuned down. But I want to go live with you for a weather report for tomorrow. We've got a high wind event that's coming in. It's going to be a particularly dangerous situation, so we want to go right into it and let everybody know what is going on. So let's dive right into it. Oops. Let me turn it over to the right screen real quick here. Switch it over to screen share, and you should be able to see it popping up on the screen here. Real quick, we're going to dive right into tomorrow's forecast already, and we do have lots of things to worry about. One, high wind warning is going into effect tomorrow, and a red flag warning. Guys, this is a particularly dangerous situation. Like I said, the Weather Service is forecasting this. So let's start off first with a look at the current conditions real fast. 54 degrees, east winds at 15, but that's probably not the big concern. Obviously, things are going to change tomorrow. Guys, it's going to be sunny and 61, but super, super windy. We're going to have the guys out with their anemometers to feel you in. Let's go into some of those, and let's show you the map here. And you can see this is the high wind warning that's going to go in place for tomorrow. It's going to cover pretty much almost every part of eastern Colorado. And buried underneath that is the red flag warning. Look at all the colors on the map. Folks, we have so much snow coming from the mountains. This is going to be a big, big storm for the mountain areas. Can't stress that enough. Avalanche warnings are out there already. Winter storm warnings are going for the mountains as well. And you can see the wind advisory, avalanche watch, high wind watch, fire weather watch, hazardous weather, which is normal on the screen. But I'm telling you, things are going to change here for northeastern Colorado and eastern Colorado. So let's talk about a little bit of those and show you some of the storm prediction centers. So this is kind of my concern here, and this is what popped out right here. It's in red here. Extremely critical fire weather conditions on Tuesday, 2/17, and so that's for tomorrow for parts of northeastern Colorado, southwestern Nebraska, and extreme northwestern, and it dies out right there. So let's go ahead and take a look at it, at least so we know what we're talking about. This is the map that the Weather Service is sharing. And you can see there's a hatched mark there. To get a hatched mark like that is pretty dangerous. And the towns, look, Sterling's in there, Fort Morgan's in there. From North Platte, Nebraska, Sterling, Colorado to Fort Morgan, Colorado. Okay, it's an extreme fire danger tomorrow. Extreme, and you're in the hatched mark. So in this area, you know, any fire that goes here is going to blow up, and it's going to be extremely a dangerous situation here. So the best thing I can tell you is be prepared, not scared. If you live out on the farming land or you're in an area that's volatile to previous fires, you need to have a plan in place just in case. I'm not saying that you're going to have a fire, by all means, no. But what I am saying is in case there is, you always have a plan of action ready to go. Okay, so it's going to be pretty crazy. Looking at an area of a population of 198,170 people is what that is. 36,000 mile square footage coverage on this. So let's show you what they mean, okay? So I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit so you guys can see what's going on a little bit better here. So give me just a second to zoom this in. Alrighty. So these are the mountains. Obviously, let's just quickly talk about the mountains. They're going to get heavy snow, 14 to 24 inches. But the problem for that is they're also Rabbit Ears Pass and places like that are looking at winds at 65 miles an hour. These are snow squall warnings that are going to come out with this storm. So you're going to see extremely heavy snowfall amounts with 65 mile an hour winds going through the mountains. So travel is not recommended through these areas tomorrow. So if you're going to the mountains, you have a trip up in those areas, be prepared. Got to be prepared for this. Winter weather advisory like Granby, I can't talk, Winter Park, Walden, Cameron Pass, you're looking at 3 to 12 inches. With the wind gusts 55 to 70 miles an hour. Now let's look at some snowfall. There is a slight chance of snowfall through Wednesday night. Very minimal for us. You're looking at less than an inch. Out by Julesburg area, they're talking maybe 1 to 2 inches. Okay, so just giving you that opportunity or the chance to see that. Greater than 8 inches, though, look at this. 100% over at Cameron Pass, Rabbit Ears Pass. I mean, finally, and I truly mean finally, our mountains are going to get heavy, heavy snow, which we know we are in desperate need of for our water rates for northeastern Colorado. So let's look at the current highlights. This is talking for the snowfall. You can see those areas there, but here's the one that we've got to focus on right here. So this is peak wind gusts on Tuesday. Okay, so we're looking at critical fire danger. Excuse me. Prolonged period of critical fire weather conditions. 40 to 50 mile an hour winds tomorrow, folks. That's the peak wind gusts from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. So when you wake up tomorrow, you're probably going to hear those winds howling away like crazy. If you're an early riser, you probably even see them starting to go through. But yeah, 30 to 40 mile an hour winds. That's sustained 30 to 40 mile an hour winds. Gusting as high as 65 with humidities at 10 to 20% only. Guys, that's very low humidities. Those are real bad RH values. Any fire that starts, I mean, it's going to go quick and rapidly grow. So if you got welding plans, you're out on the farm, you got the sprinklers, you're thinking about getting some welding done tomorrow. Tomorrow is not the day. Tomorrow's not the day to do even any open burning. Okay, even if you're burning tonight and you're like, man, I got my burn in tonight before tomorrow's goes in here. Make sure you got those embers cooled off, because we don't need a fire that starts tomorrow from an old burn that can spread and go into our neighbors' yards or anywhere else. Okay, so elevated fire conditions are going to be there on Wednesday as well. Okay, with windiest, driest Elbert County and Lincoln counties, 20 mile an hour winds gusting to 40, with RHs dropping as low as 15% on Wednesday. Here's the red flag warning. Guys, this pretty much covers everybody in eastern Colorado. Okay, southwestern Nebraska. This is at the Panhandle. You're looking at Kansas. I mean, wherever there is a fire, going to be here. Now, obviously, I'm talking in this Fort Morgan, Sterling, Julesburg, Holyoke area. That's kind of where that extreme fire, critical fire danger is there. So we got to be really cautious out here. Guys, even a vehicle that's driving and it's dragging its chains, that's enough of a spark to tip off a huge fire that could go crazy. So just keeping you in the loop on that one. Okay. Again, 25 to 40 mile an hour sustained winds gusting up to 65, RHs of 10 to 15, and the fuels out here are dry. We haven't had the moisture. So things are set for something explosive to happen. So we've got to prevent that. So let's look at the high wind warning. Okay. 9 a.m. tomorrow is what it's saying here until 5 p.m. Most of the eastern plains, highest gusts are inside the white polygon. So you see this white polygon right here. This is what the Weather Service has put out. Okay, inside of this polygon is where you're going to see the highest wind gusts, up to that 65 mile an hour wind gust range. So again, if you have a high profile vehicle, it's going to be difficult to see, or excuse me, going to be difficult to steer it. We're going to see probably brownout conditions out here where the winds are so bad that it's going to be visibility could be difficult at times. And if you have a fire that's going, it's going to make it even harder, because you're going to have that smoke in the roadway and stuff. So you got to pay attention. Okay, so be prepared for those wind gusts. If you have a high profile vehicle and you're driving, you can get tipped over on a simple wind gust. So be ready for those just in case. If you have the taller vehicles, keep that in mind. Okay, let's look at the elevated to locally critical fire weather conditions. All right, so just the peak wind gust. They've circled that there. This is for Wednesday. Okay, so you can see right here, Wednesday, it shifts south a bit. Okay. So Carville, Lyman, and places like that. We're still going to have winds on Wednesday here, 15 to 20. They're going to ease up a bit. But what concerns me still is that elevated fire condition is still going to be out here. 19% humidity, as low as 15 out by Lyman. So they've got to be prepared for any big fire that could break out there. So let's look at the fire weather conditions timing. If you're in the metro area tomorrow morning, obviously, boom, there it is. Foothills, not too bad, limited to none above 7,500 feet. South Park area, probably near critical, but look, I-76, East Central Plains. This is Lincoln and Washington counties out here. You can see they have them specifically, okay, in this red area. Castle Rock, Larkspur, Elizabeth, okay. We've got Cody out in Colorado Springs. If something goes bad, I'm assuming Cody's going to be out on that for us. On our weather team, that's Little Dog 11. We've got Little Dog 8, Ken here in Morgan County, who will be available most likely. I would say even Abe can pop out if he needs to. We're going to try to keep you posted on any fires that go out. So the team is going to definitely be ready to go. Wouldn't be surprised to see the team doing some quick reports saying, hey, look, here's what my anemometer's catching for wind speeds and wind gusts, okay? So, and then Wednesday things die down a little bit, as you can see. Okay, and then Thursday they're still there, elevated, and they're near critical on the I-76 corridor, even on Thursday, folks. So it's still, it's a long couple 3-day event here we're going through. Let's look at those wind gusts coming through. Fort Morgan, if you're looking at that 52 to 54 mile an hour wind gust, that's the wind gust max. Look at Akron, 61 miles an hour at 12 o'clock tomorrow. It could be a wind gust possibility. 56 in Sterling. I mean, they're out there. If you see any of your towns, those are on those areas, or even near those towns, you need to be prepared. Fort Collins, where Freddie lives, guys, 45 to 46. That may not seem like a bunch, but when you have critical fire danger of 15%, it is truly dangerous out there. So, what do our warnings mean? Red flag warning. National Weather Service means that with land management agencies, that there are critical fire weather pattern going on here. Okay, that means their conditions are occurring now or shortly. So when you're in a red flag warning, you need to take action and be ready to go. Okay, be ready to go in place. If they tell you to evacuate, it's time to take action and go. Okay, so that red flag warning means that things are going. Fire weather watch. Okay, this lets our fire weather watch people, our managers know, our land managers, to be prepared. You got to be prepared. Again, I always tell people be prepared. It's the greatest saying from hearing Ryan Hall, y'all. He's one of the best out there, and he'll tell you, don't be scared, be prepared. And I think that's great word of wisdom from the man himself. He is a good weather guy, and he's one to follow as well. So again, cannot stress enough, red flag warning. And this again, and I'm just looking at brush here, guys, Fort Morgan and brush, and you can see, we're already in that area as well. Things will get better Wednesday and Thursday. Looks like a shot of some snow, maybe even into Friday. There is a slight chance. It's not going to be heavy that I can see, looking at things. So that is definitely one thing to know in regards to the snow. So, all right. So nothing like a good grass fire and the wind makes for a long. Tim, you're right. And that's the thing you folks need to remember too, is if you cause a burn like this, and there's new laws out there right now that say if you cause this fire and there's a crash, you're liable for that because you're making those responders go out and putting them at risk at that. And if you're burning on non-burn days, I mean, that is illegal here in Colorado. You can't do that. So you got to be smart. Please be super smart on this. Don't burn if you don't need to. Okay? Let it wait. It can wait. It's going to be there 3 days from now, 4 days from now. Let it wait. It's just not worth it. RH values are everything out here. Firefighters will tell you, if you're in RH values of 10 to 15%, that's dangerous. That means grass fires, the growth of those are explosive. They'll go fast and they'll burn fast. And if there's just enough wind, they're gone. So you've got to keep that in mind. Some of the biggest grass fires I've ever fought, I've been on one that started out, about 18, 20 miles south of here. And by the time we got it stopped, it hit Highway 34. So that thing worked 18 miles north. And it was a huge grass fire. And I'll never forget that in my life. So those are things you got to keep in mind. And your responders are out there risking their lives out there for something that you could have waited for a couple of days. And I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying, think of that before you do anything. Okay. So think smart on this. So Ken, I appreciate the comments. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that people are briefed on this and know what's going on. And like Kenny said, hit that smash and like, everybody, because, those analytics help us a lot from Facebook when they look at us and go, hey, you know what? These guys are doing some great stuff. They're also getting a lot of likes and hearts and follows. So take a moment, smash and hit that heart button, the like button. I don't care if you give me the mean face button. That's cool. I'm fine with that. So that helps us out a ton for analytics. So you're welcome, Deb. Glad that we could help you with this update. Again, spread the word. Spread the word. We got to get it out there. No burning. Not worth it. If you got problems with your vehicles and they cause sparks and stuff, we got to make sure that we are smart with that. If you're a smoker, I can't stress this enough either. Don't flick that cigarette out the window, because understand that alone in this type of conditions could also start a fire if it's just in the right spot. I've literally seen some fires that have started from some of the strangest things, from a blown tire. If you go back to the great fire of Last Chance, that was one of the biggest fires too that I was on as well. And that was from a blown tire that started. So, I mean, think of all these little things that could cause it. So, if you see a fire, call it in right away. Nobody should be burning tomorrow. So, if you see any signs of smoke, it might not be a bad idea to call it in and make sure that the deputies, excuse me, or the fire officials can go out and say, hey, put that out. You shouldn't be having that. And again, got to push that issue more than anything. So, Corin says, now ready to get paged. Yeah, yeah, you're out in Lamar, my friend, and I know that. Yeah, you guys get something big out there. There's a lot of grassland out there, my friend. So I could see that one being a really bad area out there. So you guys be careful out there. You firefighters stay safe out there, and don't forget. I'd like to check your messages. I think I messaged you a couple weeks ago that I'd like to sit and visit with you as well, my friend. So safety change on trailers sparking off the road. That's a big one, Ken. You're right. That is definitely. We had a little grass fire here in Yuma yesterday. Volunteer fire department, awesome. Yes, I did see that, and I think we posted it on our page. So definitely, we had a fire between my place and Julesburg. Thank God the wind wasn't blowing. They got it put out. Yeah, and Debbie, that's the thing. Those type of fires like that are the ones that concern me. Those are the ones that grow to something enormous. So I'm glad that your department was able to get it out and take care of it. So with that being said, let's take a moment and thank our sponsors. Got to thank our sponsors. Can't thank them enough. Yep, no problem. No problem. What's up, Jaden? Hopefully things are good for you guys in Yuma. Sorry, I was just getting ready to do a sponsor thanks, but I see Jaden's on there as well. So you guys stay safe out there in the Yuma area. You guys need to be really careful because you guys could get the big ones. It never fails. I've seen some of the big ones out in the Eastern Plains out where you guys are at. So you guys need to stay extra safe out there. So thank you to Great Plains Glass Company. 4 thrills, 1 roof. That is a new sponsor for us. These guys have paintball and stuff. It's amazing. You really got to look at them and check them. Click on their link. We've got Peaceful Coexistence. Thanks to Michelle and her group, LTD.com. Go to them. Crystal Wilkie at AW Laser Art. She does all of our shirts for us. You can order the bling for our page by going on the website and clicking on it. And of course, Rempro, Brandon Geist. Give them a call, 970-793-3920. I don't have my glasses on if I said that number wrong, Brandon. That's my fault. Austin's probably like, you dummy, Dad, put your glasses on. So anyway, so glad to have these sponsors. They are amazing to us. Thank them. Click on their pages. Support them. The more support we get to, we're always looking for sponsors. So if you have anybody in Yuma or out in Lamar or Colorado Springs that want to join our page and be a sponsor, I mean, we have 30,000 followers, so people are going to look. So you're going to get some advertisements. So definitely consider that with us. We have great programs. You can click on our sponsor us page, and it will help you out. That's what fuels our fleet, guys. You'd be surprised. We make zilch off what we do here. Matter of fact, and Ken will back me up on this. We spend more on what we do and buy for everybody than what we make. And, we just want to make sure that everybody's safe. That's what we do this for. So, but I'd always like to help fuel the fleet. So if you could help us out and support us, you can Venmo, PayPal, all those things again, or you could just be a sponsor. You could be a subscriber. Ken's got the subscriber channel going for us. We're at 41 subscribers. You can be a subscriber. You get special perks for us for being a subscriber on our page. It only costs $2.49 a month, guys. That's all it costs to be a subscriber, and that comes straight directly to us. So if you want to help us out, you could do that as well. So the more subscribers we get, the better. And like Ken said, hit and smash that like and follow button too, because that makes a huge difference for us. So key factors out of tonight's thing: be smart. Don't burn. Don't do anything crazy. Know that the fire danger is super high for the next 72 hours for Eastern Colorado. Please be safe. We don't want our fire departments out. We want them to stay home with their families and be extremely safe. But we also want you to be safe. We don't want anybody getting hurt or anybody burning, or causing burns that shouldn't be, that are preventable. So let's be really careful. Okay? So with that being said, that's it. I'll take questions right now to help out. If you got questions for area, let me know. I'll stay on for just a moment. I know I've been on for 20 minutes, but I really want to give a good briefing tonight so everybody understands. That's the thing about our channel. We're not here to, show the great high quality stuff. We're going to show it if we get it, but we're also out here to protect people, to make sure that they're safe. That's our biggest thing. So, questions. I got a stuffy nose, and I'm going to have to hit that nose stuffy thing again. I can't get over this. I feel like I'm so close to just breaking this golf ball in my nose, and it won't go away. So, it could be because it's dry, too. I'm waiting for questions. So, if you have a question, type it up on the screen there, and people can ask. So, I appreciate it. Let me check the multi-stream, too, because I'm on both tonight. I'm on YouTube and Facebook. If you don't know, you can follow us on YouTube as well. And I'm multi-streaming tonight, so I'm just looking to see if there's anybody on YouTube. It pops up on my screen as well here, so just checking to make sure. Again, like and follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, or X is what it used to, or what it is now. We're on TikTok, so if you got the kids, tell your kids to join us and follow us on TikTok. If you don't know what it is, I don't know what to tell you. I love TikTok, so. But if you have kids that have TikTok, tell them to follow us. It's a safe page. We'll go live on there as well, too. So if your kids are out and they want to watch us, they can see us on TikTok, because we're trying to do better at that and get some live. Like when we're local, thanks, Tim. I'll put that up. I'll remember that. When we're live local, we're going to be right here on Facebook. If you're farther away, like in Colorado Springs area, then we'll probably be mostly on TikTok live there, because you'll get a chance for more followers there. Tim Walker made a great point. REA is getting ready for the wind, and they're going to be ready to shut off power. So if you have backup generators and stuff, make sure you fuel them up tonight. Get it prepared, because you could see power outages tomorrow, especially for the power lines going down. But number two, to be safe, if things are bad, they're going to kill power. I wouldn't be surprised to see Xcel Energy do the same thing as well. You're welcome, Debbie. I'm glad that you listen and go for there. So, yeah, Ken, I was telling him in those 60s, I think it had 61 projected for Akron area for tomorrow. So, all right, anything else? Man, I'm so glad Tim said that. I wanted to say that, and I totally forgot about that. Tim Walker, you're the man. Give it a few more moments, and then I'm going to wrap up the stream. So thank you so much for listening to us. Don't forget to support our sponsors, Fourth Rails One Roof, Paintball. Man, that would be awesome. Laser Tag. Okay. PCE, Peaceful Coexistence. Michelle Mendoza have been a strong supporter of us. Support her all you can. Crystal Wilkie, AW Laser Art. She does our art store for us. Please go on our page, buy our merch. We could use that. She gives us 40% of that profit on that. You got Rempro, Brandon Geis, great dude. Known Brandon for a long time. And then Great Plains Glass Company, our new sponsor as well. Give them a holler. Let them know, 970-554-2810. So that's it for tonight. Thank you all for following us. We love you so much. You guys are the best. Oh, I got to tell you, I had a baby garter snake in my house this afternoon. Debbie, you can keep that for Teresa. Teresa says yes. Keep it in. Get rid of it. Do what you need to. My wife would have freaked out. She's not a snake person at all, Debbie. That is hilarious. My mom gets them too, because of the cool, dry, damp of the house, or the dampness, I guess, of the house. And they go into her basement. It's funny. So I'd be fine with it. Teresa wouldn't, but she treats it like it's this giant python. That's, yeah. So it's kind of funny. But you're what? She's allergic. No, she's not. Don't believe her. That's Teresa, not me. Okay, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Again, thanks for following us. We love you guys so much. Again, we'll be out and about if things go really bad. I've got to call basketball, so I'll do as best I can. There is a basketball game here tomorrow night. If things go well and there's power still, we'll probably run our games. Wouldn't be surprised to see that game go with us tomorrow night. So that's it. I'm a farm grower, so snakes don't bother me. Perfect. Me neither. You're good. Well, as long as if it has a rattle, I'm out. But otherwise, I'm good with it as well. So that's it. Thanks for listening and watching. I love you guys. Appreciate it. Big Dog, Northeast Colorado Storm Chasers. This is Big Dog signing off for tonight. Hopefully things are safe. Take care of yourself. Be careful out there. And as you know, I like to say, stay safe. Have a good night. Bye.